to pass out carbon dioxide. Also, during vigorous exercise, we tend to sweat. So that sweat contains combination of salt and water. So if you have mistakenly tasted sweat before, you see that it is salty. So sweat, urea, those are ammonia, those are one of major waste products in the body, and they are formed from what? Metabolism. Metabolism is the all activities that go around the body. All activities that go around the body. That's metabolism. So also digestion and protein metabolism. So if these wastes are not being removed, they will be harmful to the body. So excretion is different from ingestion. So you should note that ingestion is the final stage of what? Digestion. So after you ingest, after ingestion, the next thing is digestion. And after digestion, the next thing is absorption. After absorption, assimilation. Then after assimilation, egestion. So egestion now means passing out undigested food through the anus. I've seen it here now. So removal of undigested, while excretion means removal of metabolic waste product that are toxic to the body. So I hope you can hear me very well. Okay. Now, this excretion also plays a vital role in maintaining homeostasis. Homeostasis is the ability of organism to maintain constant internal environment. So excretion actually plays a vital role in homeostasis. The metabolic waste products, let's talk on them. The carbon dioxide is produced during cellular respiration. As you know, we've done cellular respiration. Who can remind us the equation for, cellular respiration is divided into two. What and what? Cellular respiration is divided into two. Can remind me of that?
Aerobic and anaerobic.
Aerobic and aerobic, that's very good. So aerobic, we have under aerobic, we have glycolysis, we have the link chain reaction that join, and we have the citric acid cycle, which is the Krebs cycle, and we also have electron transport chain, Abby. So
Yes,
and in anaerobic, we have alcohol fermentation, Abby,
Krebs cycle.
or lactic acid fermentation. Now,
Krebs cycle.
yes, I've heard you. So during cellular respiration, it means the breakdown of food to produce glucose. If this carbon dioxide during anaerobic respiration, or let's say during aerobic respiration, oxygen is going to combine with this glucose, right? Oxygen is going to combine with glucose. This is H12O6, Abby. Then it is going to give us what? Going to give us CO2, H2O, and what? And energy, right? So that's where we get carbon dioxide. That is, during cellular respiration, CO2 is being given off in that equation. Also, Water is one of the byproducts. I said if C6H12O6, that's glucose, that is being produced when food is being broken down. It gives glucose, abi. It is this glucose that will now combine with oxygen that will breathe in. So when we breathe in that oxygen from plant, it will combine with the glucose, which is the nutrient that is gotten from our food we take in, that we ingested. So when these two combination now happens, then we have the product of what? Glucose, CO2 plus H2O plus energy, stored in ATP. That's 38 ATP. So that means you are going to get carbon dioxide and water from as byproducts from respiration. So, and that respiration is one of the metabolic activity of the body, right? So that shows that during this metabolic activity of respiration, we have like a waste product which is not needed by the body. The accumulation will rather cause harm to the body. So then the body have to excrete them. Then we breathe out carbon dioxide, comes out through our lung, and also water. I hope you understand that now. Now, the third one is nitrogenous waste. So these nitrogenous wastes are divided into three. So ammonia, NH3. So urea, uric acid. So from the breakdown of amino acids, amino acids is gotten from protein, right? So, and also nucleic acid. So ammonia, urea, uric acid is are produced. So ammonia is toxic and soluble. So urea also is less toxic and is also soluble. So ammonia is the waste product of vertebrate. Waste product of vertebrate is ammonia. Ammonia and urea. So any vertebrate organism, so they produce ammonia and urea as their what? As their soluble waste product. But uric acid is being produced by the invertebrate, mostly uh by the insects, the arthropods, like birds now, birds, maybe hen, cock, eagle, like that. They produce they produce urea. So birds feces used to be like, it used to be watery. Most of the time bird feces used to be watery. So it contains what? Urea. But have you ever seen lizard feces before? Lizard feces. Who have seen that? Lizard feces, or a hair. You see that it is not watery. It will be hard. So that's uric acid. So those insects, okay, have you ever seen the insect feces on white clothes? Maybe when you put white clothes in the wardrobe and you see that cockroach uh has stained it. So you see those black things No, I'm sorry for the disruption. Can you hear me now? Okay. Now, so where are we? I'm talking about uric acid. So if you see that black things on your white, so it is waste products from insect like cockroach and others. Now this uric acid used to come out in jam. So arthropods, it's common to arthropods, mainly insects. So we also have bipigments. So bilirubin and biliverdin from hemoglobin breakdown. So biliverdin is a green bipigment formed as the first breakdown product of hemoglobin when old or damaged red blood cells are destroyed. So bilirubin is a yellow bipigment. Then we have excess salt, which contains sodium, potassium, ions, chloride, and calcium. So these are the metabolic waste products during that comes out from the body from the metabolism during excretion. So you have excretory process in complex organism, and the first stage of the process is called ultrafiltration. So ultrafiltration means that the blood will be filtered to separate waste from the useful substances. Blood carries nutrients, transport nutrients throughout the body. So when the blood is filtered, so the waste products will be separated from the useful substances. So it's the useful substances that will be utilized by the body. So for example, now in the kidney, so in the kidney nephron, filtration occurs at the glomerulus. So the first process, don't forget, is ultrafiltration. So the glomerulus, what is the glomerulus in the kidney? So glomerulus is a tiny network of capillaries located inside the Bowman's capsule of the nephron in the kidney. So kidney do the work of osmoregulation. So that's the major function of kidney, osmoregulation, maintenance of salt and water balance in the body. So you are maintaining salt and water balance. So then how does the kidney perform that function? So it means that like the blood will be filtered and the filtration occurs at the glomerulus. So don't forget the first process is ultrafiltration. So what happens is that in the Bowman's capsule of the nephron in the kidney, that's where the site where blood filtration begins during the formation of the urine. So salt and water balance. So we want to separate the useful substances from the waste product. So if you want to know the work of this glomerulus, so inside the Bowman capsule of the nephron in the kidney, just think of it as a sieve. Sieve that you use to sieve your food at home, food that contains water. So it filters the blood out, so letting the small molecules like water, salt, glucose, and urea pass through. So while preventing larger molecules like protein, blood cells like that from escaping. So it sieve out those water and salt and urea that are not needed by the body. So from the useful ones. So after that filtration, first process is ultrafiltration now. So after ultrafiltration, we have filtered the useful substances and the unuseful one. So we now have selective reabsorption. So this process is what it absorbs useful substances like glucose, amino acid, and water. Most water are reabsorbed into the blood. So after selective reabsorption, then we have the process of secretion. So this is additional waste which are secreted into excretory tubules. So additional waste like hydrogen ions, ammonia. So then, after this additional waste has been secreted into the excretory tubules, they will now have excretion or elimination. This is the final discharge of the waste product, like urine, sweat, CO2 out of the body. So the process of majorly the TD, we have TD excretory process. So ultrafiltration, which takes place in the kidney, ultrafiltration, selective deabsorption, and secretion. Take note of these three things very well. I hope you are with me. I hope you are following me. Okay. Now, the excretory organs in humans. Let's look at the organs that partake in excretion in humans. So the first one is kidney. And how many process of how many process excretory, how many excretory process occur in the kidney? We have TD. So ultrafiltration, selective reabsorption, and what? And secretion. So kidney is the main excretory organ, as we have said that those processes occur in the kidney. So it removes urea, uric acid, ammonia, and excess salt. You have seen that majorly all the excretory products, metabolic waste, are being excreted by the kidney. So except the CO2, which is excreted by the lung. So maintain it also maintain water and electrolyte balance. So this is known as osmoregulation, balance of salt and water balance. So functional unit is nephron. Nephron inside the kidney is another. So inside the nephron structure, we have the Bowman's capsule, where the filtration actually takes place. You have the proximal convoluted tube. This is the structure of the kidney. This these structures are found in the kidney. That being shape. So in the proximal convoluted tube, that's where the absorption of glucose, amino acid, and ions. We have loop of Henle, so it regulates water and salt concentration. We have distal convoluted tubules, secretion of ions. We have collecting ducts. That's where the final urine concentration is. So if you look at the structure of the kidney, you are going to see the nephron, the Bowman's capsule. Let's use out to look at the one of link out. So it's not even bringing out the nephron. So but it is from the kidney. So can you see the Bowman's capsule? So see the urethra. So it is the urethra that will carry that urine from the kidney to the urethra, no, to the bladder. So it will now be stored in the bladder. So from the bladder we have urethra. So the urethra will now bring the urine. It will pass through the urethra to the organ which it will pass out. So after the kidney, we also have the lungs as excretory organ. So lungs excrete carbon dioxide and water during respiration. Like I've told you, when we have the combination of glucose and oxygen, what is it going to give us? What is it going to give us? In aerobic respiration, glucose plus oxygen will give us what? Oh yeah, I want you to answer. Glucose plus oxygen. What's the product? No one knows it. Glucose plus oxygen will give us what?
Carbon
It's not only ATP now. Carbon dioxide and what?
or water.
And water
Studies.
plus carbon
Where you
dioxide
study
Plus
plus,
energy.
plus energy. Yeah.
No.
So can you see carbon dioxide and water? So our respiration, the respiratory organ of human is what? Lungs. Then we also have skin as one of the respiratory organ. So the skin secretes sweat, which contain water, combination of water, salt, and traces of urea. So they are found in sweat and also regulate the body temperature. Also the liver function in deamination of amino acids. It converts S amino acid to urea, so that deamination. So the liver function as deamination. Major function of liver is deamination of amino acids and detoxification of toxins, while kidney osmoregulation. So can you see detoxify harmful substances, toxins? So liver also excretes bile pigment. You know the bile is produced from the liver and it is stored in gallbladder. Now let's look at excretory system in different organisms. These are unicellular organism and the invertebrate. The protozoa, the unicellular organism, amoeba, paramecium. So they perform excretion by diffusion. And like amoeba now, paramecium, they carry out their excretion through what? Through the contractile vacuole. So it varies from one animal to other. The Cnidaria and hydra jellyfish, so they also excretion, they carry out excretion by diffusion across the body surface. Across the body surface. So amoeba use body surface, while paramecium use contractile vacuole. So the platyhelminths, we have platform, planaria, so they use flame cells. Annelids use nephridia, so the singular is nephridium. So look at arthropods. So arthropods excrete through maphidian tubules. So while the crustacean like crab, prawn, they use green gland. So insects use maphidian tubules as well as their excretory organ. Can you see that you have seen some what I was telling you then? Uric acid. Also the mollusk, which contain the snail, octopus, they also use nephridia. Echinoderms, example starfish, sea urchins, so they use body surface by diffusion. Their tube feet is used for locomotion, so and they excrete through the body surface by diffusion. So fishes excrete ammonia. So and they also remove CO2 and ammonia as their waste product. The amphibians, the larvae, which is tadpole, they excrete ammonia while the adults excrete urea. Have you been seeing it? Those that are peculiar towards urea and ammonia, and those that are peculiar towards uric acid. So the excretion takes place through the kidney, the lungs, and the skin, the amphibians. So it's because fishes do not have lungs, they have gills to remove CO2 and ammonia. So the birds, the reptiles, the birds, and the insects, they are the one that excrete uric acid. I told you about the physics of lizard there. So that birds excretory product is also uric acid. So uric acid is common to reptiles, birds, and insects. So we those organisms are known as uricotelic organisms that excrete uric acid. The mammals excrete mainly urea, ureotelic, and this excretion takes place through kidney. What are being Kidney excretes urea, it excretes ammonia. So the lungs excrete CO2, the liver detoxify toxins, and the skin excretes sweat. Okay, so we have types of nitrogenous excretion. So those are monotelic organisms, they excrete ammonia. They are the fish, amphibians in water. So many invertebrates in water. So they are a monotelic organism. You know, a monotelic organism excrete pass out their waste products through what? As ammonia. We also have ureotelic organism. These are organisms that excrete urea as their waste products, the mammals and the terrestrial amphibians. Also, uricotelic organism like birds, reptiles, and insects, which excrete uric acid. Are you following me at all? Now, so the excreting organs of human. So from the kidney, you know, that's where you say that ultrafiltration occurs at the first process. So the kidney filter the blood from urine. So after the urine will now be removed from will be taken from the kidney by the ureter. The work of the ureter is to transport urine from the kidney to bladder. So the bladder is the one that will store the urine temporarily. It will store it. So from the bladder now, we now have another pipe. We have another pipe called urethra. So it is urethra is the ureter that will serve as the pipe which we expel the urine outside the body. So the urine will now come out from the penis. So or the organ of both male and female organ, productive organ. So the urine formation, ultrafiltration, which happens at the glomerular, selective reabsorption, and tubular secretion, and final the what? Final urine excretion. So the importance of this excretion is what? Maintain homeostasis by regulating pH, water, and salt, remove toxic metabolic byproducts, prevent accumulation of harmful substances, and regulating body temperature by sweating. You know, whenever you are maybe there's too much heat, you start sweating. So that sweating is to cool your body surface, to regulate your body temperature. And whenever there is cold, you'll be shivering. So that's another body regulatory process. So when we look at the kidney, then the structure of the kidney, see that is a bean shape, is located in the abdominal cavity. The major role of the kidney is to filter blood, remove nitrogenous waste, mainly urea, balance water, that's osmoregulation. So, and as the functional unit from. So the structure of the urine contains cortex, medulla, pelvis. So you've seen it here. So you've seen it here. So can you see the renal medulla? So it's not very clear. So this is the medulla capsule, Roman capsule. So the urethra is one that is produced that will carry the urine. So we also have the cortex. Inside the cortex is the outer layer of the kidney. It contains Bowman's capsule and convoluted tubules. So the medulla is the inner region of the kidney. It contains loop of L and collecting duct. So we also have the funnel, the pelvis, which is a funnel-shaped cavity that collects urine before it moves into the ureter. So this is the function of the kidney. Said it already. So the ureter is a two-thin muscular tube that transports urine from each kidney. So you know you have two kidneys to the urinary bladder by peristaltic movement. So after the ureter transports the urine, it will come to urinary bladder, which can hold about 400 to 600 milliliter of urine. So after this urinary bladder, the urine will be collected by the urethra from the urinary bladder. So the urethra is a muscular tube that carries urine from the bladder to the outside of the body. In males, it is longer and also carries semen. In female, it is shorter but only excretes urine. So the functional unit of the kidney, which is the nephron. So these are the parts of the nephron, the Bowman's capsule, which surround the glomerulus, the proximal convoluted tubule. Look at this. Look at this. So we also have antidiuretic hormone, which function as what? Which is released in the final adjustment of water reabsorption. So antidiuretic hormone. So the process of urine formation, once again, is ultrafiltration, selective reabsorption, tubular secretion. So these are the three majorly. So the final, when the urine now come out, is excretion. So, but this theory is the process. So we learn about the excretory organ, an excretory system in the organism. We learn about this. The insect mammalian tubule, fish, they use gills to excrete ammonia and CO2. Birds, reptiles, and insects, they excrete uric acid. So disorder of human excretory system. So we have kidney stone, which is the crystallization of salt inside the kidney. You also have urinary tract infection. So you know urinary tract, the urine is coming from the kidney. It will pass from the urethra to the urinary bladder to the what? To the urethra. So microbial infection in the urinary organs. So you also have nephritis. So nephritis is inflammation of the nephron. So it's becoming bigger. So the kidney failure is inability of kidney to filter blood. So may require dialysis or transplant of kidney. So we know the importance of this excretory system. So we must pass out this metabolic waste so that they will not remain in the body, they will not accumulate as toxic material. So this is where we are going to be stopping on excretion. Before we end the class, I'm going to look at the excretory system diagram. So look at the venous cava from the circulatory system, cardiovascular system, the aorta. So look at the aorta now leads to the two kidneys. Look at the two kidneys. Inside these two kidneys, we are seeing a pipe coming from the left one and coming from the right one. So that pipe is the urethra. So you see bladder. So that urethra leads to the bladder. So after the bladder, we now have another pipe coming from the bladder, which is urethra, that leads to that organ that will bring out the urine from the body. So this is the excretory organ. So I hope that is now is very clear. So is it? Now, any question? Any question? Who can mention the CD processes of urine formation for me? CD process of urine formation.
We have ultrafiltration,
Ultrafiltration is the first one.
selective,
Selective. Now,
selective,
the absorption.
selective reabsorption.
Hmm.
The third
And
one
what?
is
Secretion. Tubular secretion. Secretion.
and the last one excretion, tubular secretion. Job.
So then final one excretion. Who can tell me the excretory organ in the human that excretes CO2? The excretory organ in human that excretes CO2. What's the name?
Lungs. The lungs.
Lungs. Can tell me the excretory organ of insects?
The excretory organ is uric acid.
Tubules.
Maphidian tubules.
Yes, I think it's
The product, excretory product is uric acid. The excretory organ is Maphidian tubules. What of the respiratory organ in insects?
Trachea.
Trachea. So in the option, if you did not find trachea, if you see spiracle, so you are going to choose spiracle because spiracle is a hole in the tracheal system which the air pass through. Do you get that? So, inshallah, this is where you are going to stop. I'm going to next topic, next class, inshallah. So, any question? Any question before the end of the class? No question, right? No question. No. Sorry,
عليك السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته. جزاك الله خيرا سعد.
آمين وأنتم جزاكم الله خيرا.